Have you ever woken up to a day that feels like a relentless storm is brewing? One task after another piling up, multiple notifications demanding your attention, and the world outside your door proving more chaotic than comforting? If you have, you're certainly not alone. In our fast-paced modern world, it's easy to feel like a ship lost at sea, tossed by the waves of endless obligations and distractions. But what if there was a way to anchor yourself amidst the chaos, to cultivate a calm within that remains unshaken regardless of the storm? This is where Stoic philosophy, a school of thought that has guided thinkers for centuries, offers us profound insights. Centuries ago, on the bustling streets of ancient Rome, a figure walked with a quiet yet profound presence. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor who became renowned not just for his leadership, but for his deep engagement with Stoic philosophy. Despite holding the most powerful position in the world at the time, he faced immense pressures and challenges. Imagine Marcus, sitting by the light of an oil lamp, late into the night, penning his thoughts into what we now know as meditations. This collection is not a grandiose tome of rules, but a personal diary filled with insights and reflections. In it, Marcus mused about the nature of self-control and the importance of maintaining a tranquil mind amid the storms of life. He often faced political strife, betrayal, and wars at the empire's borders, yet his writings reveal a serene composure. He practiced what the Stoics preached, that peace comes not from external circumstances, but from inner strength. At its core, Stoic philosophy is about focusing on what you can control and accepting what you cannot. This might sound simple at first glance, but its depth becomes apparent when we apply it to our daily lives. The Stoics identified two primary domains: things within our control, our thoughts, intentions, and actions, and things outside of it, other people's actions, the weather, the flow of events. By honing in on this distinction, Stoics sought to liberate themselves from the bondage of external circumstances, cultivating a state of inner peace. An analogy often used is that of an archer. The archer can control how well they aim, the strength of their draw, and their focus on the target. But once the arrow is released, its flight and whether it hits the target are subject to wind, the quality of the bow, or unforeseen obstacles. By focusing solely on what is within power, as the archer does before releasing the arrow, one can find peace, regardless of the outcome. One historical context that helps us understand this philosophy better is the era in which it flourished. The Roman Empire was a time of great uncertainty, marked by political upheaval and personal betrayal. Life expectancy was low, and wars were frequent. Under those pressures, Stoicism provided a framework to maintain mental resilience. Fast forward to today, most of us are not emperors or soldiers, but the pressures we face can feel similarly overwhelming. The message of Stoicism is just as relevant now. It guides us in finding our own source of tranquility amidst life's battles. So what does this look like in practice? Imagine you're starting a new project at work, one that demands creativity and vision. You're excited, but also nervous about the outcome. The first step in applying Stoic wisdom is to remind yourself where your power lies. You can control the effort you put into the project, the research you conduct, and the passion you bring to it. What you cannot control is how it's received by others or any unforeseen hurdles that might arise. Accepting this distinction allows you to pour your energy into what matters most, your input, without being paralyzed by the fear of external judgments. But how do we bring these ancient ideas into our morning routines? Start by setting aside a few minutes each day for meditation or reflection, a Stoic practice well documented in Meditations. During this time, focus on your breath and consider your intentions for the day. What actions are within your control? What attitudes can you adopt? For instance, if you anticipate a difficult meeting, plan your approach. Ensure you're prepared, but also remind yourself that the outcome isn't fully in your hands. By zeroing in on the aspects you can influence, you reduce anxiety and increase your focus on productive actions. Here's where philosophy meets real life. Picture this scenario. You're caught in traffic on your way to an important appointment. You feel your patience wearing thin, but then a moment of clarity hits you. The traffic, the actions of other drivers, even the timing of the lights, these are all beyond your control. However, how you react, whether you choose to remain calm, perhaps listen to an audiobook, or simply use the time to reflect is entirely within your power. By shifting your focus from frustration to acceptance, you've applied a key Stoic principle, transforming a stressful situation into one of personal growth. Now, the question you're probably asking, how do I actually do this? Let me share with you some actionable steps. First, practice negative visualization. Spend a few minutes reflecting on how different aspects of your life might change, and embrace gratitude for what you currently have. This mental exercise not only prepares you for life's changes, but enhances your appreciation of the present. Second, adopt an attitude of self-inquiry. When you feel frustration bubbling up, ask yourself, is this within my control? If not, challenge yourself to let it go. Over time, this practice strengthens your ability to differentiate between what deserves your energy and what doesn't. Third, engage in journaling like Marcus Aurelius. Write down daily reflections on your actions, your mindset, and the events around you. This small commitment helps clarify what you can change and what you must learn to accept. Consider also the importance of role models, a technique recommended by the Stoics. Choose someone whose composure you admire and ask yourself, how might they handle this situation? Perhaps it's a historical figure, a mentor, or even a fictional character. This act of stepping into another's shoes provides perspective and can offer guidance in challenging times. Finally, let's talk about a Stoic exercise known as the dichotomy of control checklist. Whenever you find yourself overwhelmed, take a mental or physical checklist and categorize the elements of the situation into those you can control and those you can't. Focus your efforts solely on the former and practice acceptance of the latter. With practice, this process becomes quicker and more intuitive, allowing you to navigate life's complexities with a steady hand. As we wrap up, let's remember the heart of Stoic philosophy. The path to peace is paved by relinquishing control over the uncontrollable and nurturing what lies within our reach. By integrating these practices into your daily life, you create a sturdy foundation of resilience, ready to weather any storm. So here's the challenge. Tomorrow, when you face that first hurdle of the day, see it through the lens of Stoic practice. Focus on what you can control and let the rest be. With each step, you'll cultivate the inner calm that Marcus Aurelius exemplified and step forward not just as a passive participant in life, but as a resilient navigator of its vast seas. Remember, true peace is not the absence of storms, but the presence of an unwavering inner anchor. Let's find that anchor and make it part of our everyday lives.